Hi, welcome to Driving TV, and I hope you are well. In this video, I'd like to share with you some tips on driving test, how to pass your driving test, how to control yourself in the test for you to pass your test. This is what I'd like to share with you in this video. Let's start the lesson. Now, if you look at the comments, one of the most famous comment I get on my channel is that my test is coming up. Can you help us? Can you help me how to pass my test? Can you help me how to control my nerve? I'm nervous. Just thinking about the test, my mind goes blank. I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling anxious. Can you help? Or maybe they've already been to the test. Many they're making comment that the reason they failed, not because they can't drive, is because they can't control the nerve. They were so nervous that they were sweaty, their mind went blank, their feet was shaking, all those problems they face, and they failed the test. So let's talk about the test. Let's talk the problems. Let's talk about the problems you are facing so that if we talk, you know where the problems are and you know how to solve those problems. So let's talk about those problems, okay? Number one, don't go to the test unless you are ready, unless you are fully ready, unless you are fully convinced on everything that you need to do in the test. So maybe you've already done the mock test, so you know what it takes for you to do the test. You've got a feeling, you've got a picture in your mind how the test is. So if you haven't done the mock test yet and your test is coming up, do a mock test. I highly advise for you to do a mock test. If your test is coming up, do a mock test. That will give you a picture in your mind what it takes for you to pass, what it takes for you to do the test, and also where the problems are coming from. Also, how to control yourself in the test. You will get all that if you do the mock test. So number one, do a mock test. Number two, don't go to the test unless you are fully ready. Now, when I say fully ready, meaning that there are many things you will have which you are not happy with. Maybe it is bothering you. Maybe the parallel parking, bay parking, maybe roundabouts, maybe junctions. Maybe you're not looking at the mirror. You're not happy with looking at the mirror. Maybe you are not looking at the blind spot on time and your instructor need to keep reminding you to look at the mirror, look at the blind spot. So if there's something bugging you, something bothering you, I would put the time in and I would work on those things. Book more lessons with your driving instructor or go with your family members and friends and put the hours in and work on those things. So say you've got a problem with your parallel parking. Because you've got a problem, even if you go to the test and you don't get the parallel parking, because you've got a problem, you're weak on that, that's going to bother you. That could be the reason why you are failing. Because in your mind, you are thinking, I'm not happy with my parallel parking. I am weak. I can't remember the steps. Last time I did it, I was too close or I hit the pavement last time I did it. So I'm not happy. And because that is bothering you, when you go to the test, even if you don't get parallel parking, you get different parking. Because you are weak on that, that's going to bother you. That's going to give you problems in your mind. So if there's something bugging you, something bothering you, something you feel you need to work on a little bit more, because you are weak on that, I would go and I would work on that. Whether with the driving instructor, put more lessons, or like I said, go with your family members or your friends. So number one, don't go to the test unless you are fully ready. If there's something bothering you, something bugging you, go and work on that before the test. Number one. Number two, you're nervous. So why are you nervous? What is the problem? Why do you think you're nervous? I've said this before, I'll tell you again. The world is not going to finish if you fail the test. It's not like you have to pass. If you don't, the world is going to finish. It's like it's a crime if you fail. It's not like that, is it? If you fail, what's going to happen? Nothing going to happen. You're still going to go home and do the thing that you normally do. Life will go on. Everybody will be as same as they were before. The only thing is delayed for you to get a license. So it's not a big deal. It's a big deal because you're thinking, if I fail, I'm not going to be able to get another test date. It's going to cost me more money. You're thinking all that. But because you are thinking, you are putting yourself in danger of failing. Don't think like that. If you fail, you fail. It's the end of the world. Okay, it's going to take me longer. I need to book another test. That's the way it should be. That's the way it has to be. So in your mind, because you are putting too much pressure that I have to pass, if I don't, I'm going to go into problems, then you will fail. because what you're doing is you're putting yourself under pressure, and this is why you are nervous, and this is why you are anxious, and this is why you think that you have to pass. You don't have to pass. Who said you have to pass? Unless you have that kind of mentality, you're not going to be able to be peace in your mind, be stable in your mind. For you to be not to be nervous, for you to control your nerve, for you to be stable, for you to be happy in your mind, you have to feel that if I fail, I fail. I'm just going to go back and do it again. That kind of mentality will help you to take away your nervousness. Because unless you do that, you will fail, you'll have to book the test again, it's going to cost you more money. That's what's going to happen. So instead, just flip it and think that if I fail, I fail. Trust me, you will feel in control. You will feel that it's okay if I fail. You're going to feel in peace. Next, and one of the most important, is to believe you can. If you are learning and you need help on learning and passing the driving test, don't forget to take the advantage of our online course. The course gives everything a learner needs to learn to drive and to pass the driving test. It has everything a learner needs. I will leave a link on the description for you to have a look. Have a look and see and read, and if you like it, you could always join the course. If you go into the test thinking that I'm going to fail, trust me, most likely you will fail. You can't think like that. The reason you are going to the test is because you know that you can pass. You know that you can drive. If you think you can't, then obviously you're going to fail, because you are in your mind, you are thinking that you're not going to pass. You have to believe you can. You have to believe that you can pass the test, that I can drive the car by myself without any help. Remember, one question goes in the mind of the examiner is that the person I am testing, can they drive the car by themselves without any help from anyone? If the answer is yes, they will give you the license. If the answer is no, then obviously he's not going to give you the license, is he? He or she, whoever the examiner is. They need to feel convinced. They need to be happy the way you are driving by yourself, controlling this vehicle. Remember, this vehicle will kill people unless you control it. This is a weapon. If you don't control it, it's going to kill people. So if you can't control, do you think you should have the license? You shouldn't, right? Because it's your life and you have to think of others on the road. It's their life. You can't just be on the road, drive by yourself, and you're not happy and you're not safe on the road. So you have to make the examiner believe that you can drive by yourself without any help from anyone. And the way you do that is if you are peace in your mind, believe that I can do it without any help. Make sure your mind is awake. Make sure it's not tired. It's not in sleep. Okay? Any problem you have in your life, don't take it into the test. We all have problems in life. Who doesn't? But in the test, it's not a joke. You can't just go and pass because you want to pass. You want to pass, of course you want to pass, but the way you pass is if you don't have any problem in your mind. So if you do have any problem, leave it outside the car, come into the test, do your test, go and solve the problem. Don't come in with the problem in your mind and thinking of the problem while you are driving, while you are doing your test. So leave the problem outside the car for a minute, do the test, go and solve the problem. Remember, we all have problems. Who doesn't? That's life. Life will give you a problem. But for you to pass, you can't deal with the problem in your mind and pass the test. Passing the test is a big problem for you. You have to solve that. How can you solve that as well as you've got another problem in your head and you are going round in your mind try to solve that? You've got a problem, leave it outside, come in, do your test, and then go out and solve that problem. Okay, so believe you can. On the day of your test, make sure you go out, have some training, maybe with your driving instructor or maybe with your family members and friends. So you've got some training, go for a walk, have a shower, have something to eat, gives you the energy, and then the car that you are taking, whether you are going with the family members or with your driving instructor, go and drive for an hour. Just go over everything, make sure you're happy with everything. So go over all the parkings, go and drive on junctions, going left, going right, drive on roundabouts, stop a few times, move off a few times, do the emergency stop. So work on those things, okay? If you think hour is okay, if not, book hour and a half, so that you're not rushing with everything before you go to the test. Even if the lesson doesn't go well, still believe in yourself, because you know you could do it on the day before the test. It's always okay. It's okay to make mistakes before the test, as long as you don't make any mistake in the test. So the lesson that you have before the test, if you make any mistakes, make sure that doesn't bother you. Make sure that doesn't give you problem in your mind. If you have a bad lesson before the test, it's fine. At least it's not going to be bad in your test. And then go into the test center, park your car, go into the office, examiner comes up, calls your name, and obviously you come into the car and ready for your test. When you come in, take a deep breath. Okay, so take a deep breath. You come in, you take your seat, take a deep breath. The seat should be already okay, because you've already driven for an hour or two before the test. So hopefully the seat is okay. Put the seatbelt on, okay, and take a deep breath. Just take a moment and just take a deep breath. Problems are out. I'm just thinking of my test. If I pass, it's good. If I fail, it doesn't matter. That's the mentality you need. Don't worry about the test. Don't worry about passing and failing. Your job is to drive. You just give a safe drive, and we'll see at the end. So that's the mentality we need, okay? Passing or failing, we don't know. It will depend on the way we drive. What we're going to do is give our best shot. We're going to do our best drive on the day. That's all we could do, and that is what we are going to do. Okay, you come in, deep breath, put the seatbelt on. Examiner will maybe ask you questions about show me, tell me, and then ask you to drive. You just drive. You're driving along, both hands on the wheel. Every now and again, take a deep breath and release. Why? That's going to help you to restart. Otherwise, the whole 40 minutes is gonna be like one whole 40 minutes. If you do that, it's gonna be like as if you are restarting again. Okay, so do that while you're driving. Take deep breath a few times and drive. Examiner said next road on the left, mirror mirror, signal left, and go left. Next road on the right, make sure you know what the right is or the left is first. Okay, mirror mirror, signal right, and then obviously go to the next roundabout coming up. Make sure you know which lane you need to go, left which lane, to go straight which lane, to go right which lane. All those things, make sure you should already know, because you've already driven, you know how to drive the car. Okay, you done the roundabouts, do a parking, take a deep breath, make sure you know the steps that you need to do. So maybe parallel parking. Do you know how to do the parallel parking? Make sure you got the steps ready in your mind. Do the parallel parking. Make sure you control. Every time you do a parking, they're looking for three things: control, observation, and position. Make sure you tick the boxes on all those three. Control should be good, observation, and position. Done. Once you've done, take a deep breath, ask you to move off, get the car ready, look around, blind spot, move off. And then hopefully at the end of your 40 minutes, you pass your test. Just stay relaxed as much as you can. I know it's easy for me to say, but what do you want me to say to you? What else do you want me to say? It's your test. Of course it's not easy. Nothing is easy in life. What is it? Who said it's easy? Test is not easy. I never said, nobody's going to say test is easy. Obviously it's not easy. For you to get something for lifetime, it's a life skill. It's a lifetime achievement. And for you to get that, it's not going to be easy, obviously. You're going to be nervous. You spend a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of energy, a lot of money you cost. All those things you needed for you to go to the test. Obviously, it's not easy, but it doesn't mean that you can't pass. It doesn't mean people are not passing. Of course, people are failing, people are passing. Those who fail, they go back and they pass. They never give up. The other thing I like to mention, add on, is that never give up. If something happens in the test, never give up. There might be things that you are doing in the test that you're not happy with. Maybe you are thinking that the roundabout you've done could have been better. The parallel parking you've done could have been better. You pull up on the left, moved off, could have been better. It always could be better. In your mind, don't think that. Once you've done, it's done. Even if you make a mistake. You made a mistake, don't assume you failed. Don't be the judge. Your job is to drive. The examiner's job is to judge you, is to give you the license or not. Okay? It's not your job to be judged. Your job is to drive. Examiner will judge. So whatever happens, don't give up. That's not your job. That is If you do give up, you'll realize maybe you didn't fail for that. So maybe you've done parallel parking and you're not happy with. In your mind, you are thinking that you failed. And because of that, you gave up. At the end, you realize you didn't fail for that. And the reason you failed is because you already gave up. That's the reason why you failed. So if I were you, whatever happens, don't give up, okay? So yes, it's not going to be easy. It is hard, but it is not impossible. It is not rocket science that you can't do. It's not like people are not doing it. Everybody's passing. There are millions of cars on the road. There are millions of drivers on the road. They all pass. Why are you different? Why do you think you can't? Okay? So if I were you, believe you can, don't give up, and don't be nervous. Don't think you have to pass. Make sure you mentally you are strong. Mentally you have that belief that I can. Okay? If you need extra help on learn to drive and to pass the driving test, don't forget to take the advantage of our online course, which gives everything a learner needs. The course has everything a learner needs for you to learn and for you to pass the driving test. I will leave a link on the description for you to have a look. Have a look and see and read. If you like it, you could always join the course. Thank you for watching. I hope the video helps. If it does, please do give a thumbs up. Please do make a comment what you think of the video, and if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so don't miss any of my future videos. Hope to see you again on the next video. Bye for now.